picture, and there's a picture of him and Rodman sitting together, and then there's a half picture saying, like, it's one of his guards leaning in his ear, and he's saying to Kim, that wasn't that wasn't Barack Obama, was it?
Oh.
I was like, that's fucking cold, man. Like, because I didn't get it. I was like, okay, maybe that's a weird, ironic,
Yeah.
And then finally somebody said something like you did. Like, they're like, oh, yeah, he really went over there to meet with them. And I was like, why, of all places to go, why there?
Yeah, really.
Like, wouldn't it be some weird, ironic shit that, like, secretly, like, Rodman's, like, like an agent?
He's got something up his sleeve.
Yeah, or as you put it, in his pants.
Yeah, he's a co-conspirator with the Chinamen against America.
Oh man, dude, I didn't realize how much shit we're actually in with them. I mean, like, just with that country, and I don't know about North Korea, but speaking of which,
What's that?
you heard about what happened in South Korea, right?
You mean like recently?
Yeah, like this year.
No, what's going on with that?
What was it? Oh yeah, they have a female president over there now.
Uh-oh.
And get this though.
Yeah.
This is the odd. This is the weird, not really weird, but this crazy ass part. Her parents obviously have like a long political history. Like, her dad was, like, I believe, a president also, I believe, or he was some type of, like, political leader in South Korea at one point in time.
Right.
And there was massive attempts on his, like, whole family. And obviously she didn't stay there for the, major portion of her dad's position, his political position.
Yeah.
There was a second attempt on his life, which went through.
Oh my God.
What made it really fucked up, though, is that the same people who potentially might have did this to her father were the same people who voted her in.
Wow.
And she speaks really good English. Like, she can talk English and Korean, and I think the languages, like, fluently.
Yeah.
She's really educated. Like, she's a well-educated woman. She's a little older.
Is she hot?
Huh?
Is she hot?
No, she's like in her 60s.
All right.
But I mean, what it is what's kind of making people, on one hand, give her high praises is because obviously she's been through a lot of shit. Her parents have seen some unfortunate shit. Her family just has a bad, unfortunate track record.
Yeah.
And but yet she's a president of South Korea. And what's really the fucked up part about this is that the media, because Kim is what, like 28, like my age.
Yeah,
like,
he's exactly 28.
He's like 28 years old, so he's really young. So, and you can't imagine, like, because it's funny, because, like, on one hand they spin Kim as kind of a really, like, a socially aware kind of. He seems like a socialite, but obviously.
Oh, okay. I don't know anything about him.
Yeah, well, the way, like, one part of the media kind of bigs him up, another part obviously tears this guy the hell down.
He's like the Paris Hilton of South Korea or North Korea.
In a sense, yeah.
Wow.
So but again, like, you know me, like, I don't know much about the politic realm of things. I go off with that, but I do my best to but obviously read or at least research with Vanguard reporters, because at least with them,
yeah,
they don't bullshit you. Like, they'll tell you how it is. They won't try to code it and be politically correct for the fucking mass media, because honestly, they don't even like the mass media.
Yeah.
But it's pretty intense. Are you back on the air yet?
Yeah. Oh no, we're on.
Oh, okay. I was like, you're taking a long time to cue that shit up.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this guy or what he does socially. I just know that he's 28. He's the ruler of North Korea, and he wants to kill all of us.
Yeah.
And I don't know why our government just doesn't send people over there to take him out.
Because unfortunately, dude, I don't know either. I don't know. But the fact is, how it is, like, you can't even take a piss in the wind without somebody being politically correct about it. You can't do that. That's inhuman and injustice.
Yeah.
So it's like, but it's my yard, and pee is sterile. So my plants will love it.
Yeah.
This is Gatorade piss right here. But now, like, I thought about that too. Like, even with, like, like, with the way people take things so far out of context sometimes is amazing to me. Like, I understand everybody will have their life experiences and their personal opinions against, whatever. Yeah. And that's fine. But you can't, at the same expense, bash somebody because they don't see that same point of view from your perspective.
Yeah.
And it's amazing because like that's sometimes why I think when it comes like for instance, like this whole debt that this country's in. I don't honestly believe that it was everybody who's in this country that caused that debt. I think personally our government has a lot to do with it.
Oh,
They
so
just
do I. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they just did some pretty bad, decision making when it came to financial things. Honestly, like that's what it comes down to, in my opinion. What they did and how they did it, I don't know shit about that. I mean, that would just leave me in a realm of speculating at that point because I'm not there and I don't know how it went down. So, but I know one thing that makes it evident that we obviously don't really give a shit about everybody else. You know how like they give Barack such a hard time about the whole bailout thing.
Yeah.
Well, did you know that during the time of that whole bailout, almost every major telecast got a hold of the transcripts that were revolved against each proposal per bailout per company. There was a provision signed, like lined up, basically what it was supposed to entail. And the
Yeah.
basis of the provision basically was, look, we'll get you out of this bullshit that you basically put yourself into. But as the trade-off, you have to lend money back out to new people, and also make good on the people who pretty much fucked their credit up.
Yeah.
Because banks are and again, so basically that was a provision. Now since then, and a lot of people don't know this too, but credit scores, for instance, you don't have to air yours out or anything, but credit scores, whether you had good credit or not, or you're trying to get established or not, they've gotten so fucking like super ass tight on the idea of letting people get a credit line that even if you have a relatively good score, like a 650 or a 700 plus,
Yeah.
it's harder for you to get a line of credit. So if you're under like that 650 mark across all three bureaus, you won't even get near a fucking new credit card. And if you do, the fucking interest rate is ridiculously high.
Well, I think my credit's shot, and that's because when I owe somebody money, like let's say, like when I switched auto insurance companies, I was with Allstate. So, but I wanted to go to State Farm. So when I went to State Farm, I decided not to pay Allstate the last couple of months, and it just went on and on and on. And that's what happened with Singular, then Verizon. So I have a habit of doing that, and then it goes in collection agencies. So I figure, you know what?
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not buying a house anytime soon, so who
yeah.
cares?
Well, no, like, but see, here's the thing though, like, well, it's funny because like even with that shit being said, like, like honestly, an insurance company, if you don't pay, like the way it works is if you pay on a month to month basis, they really can't get you up in arms because it's month to month.
Yeah.
So if you haven't paid them, they usually cut your contract off in like that block. But far as shit that goes to collections, it only stays in your credit report 7 years to the date that's reported,
Yeah.
and then no big deal. But what pisses me off is let's say for instance you like, you know what, I'm gonna clean this up, and you pay all that shit off or whatever.
Yeah.
This is what they would do to you, and I'm speaking from experience here.
Okay.
One of my student loans went into collections, and it was literally for like $1,200. That's not even no more than that. I was late like 2 months after the fact. I just didn't pay for like 2 months straight. And once I squared that off, I paid it off with one of my first paycheck. I just paid it off in one shot, and I cleaned it up. Well, when I challenged it with that creditor, guess what the fuck they told me?
What happened?
They basically said that we're not going to remove it because we don't want to let any lender know that you did not have a form of debt in your life.
Oh my god.
And they legally can do that. It's like the same premise like a cop can legally lie to you to a degree.
Wow.
There's a technical term. I forgot what it's called, but it's pretty much like it's kind of like an atonement, if you will. Like you have an ability to still you have leverage to a degree where it's not so I guess inhumane or not so. It's just not to the point where you really can't go after them over the premise of they lied to you.
Right.
If it's relevant to the topic of what they're trying to get from you, and nobody really becomes a casualty in a sense, or there's not really a shitload of collateral damage there,
Right.
they'll fucking run you in. They'll run you and your credit score into the ground. Like we're still the only country in the whole world that utilizes a credit system like this one.
Oh,
Like
yeah, yeah. I heard that before. As far as like, economic structure and what's best for the people. That's what I hear.
Yeah, because like in various parts of like the world, like various parts of like the UK, for instance, they do have like a credit structure system similar to the US, but theirs isn't comprised of physical scores between bureaus and so forth and so on. It's more of a history of how you spend your money,
Yeah.
and they can kind of depict if you're kind of like greedy or if you're considerate, and they can kind of tell if you're going to be pretty considerate on a loan. And the thing is with them is they won't give you something that they know you fucking can't handle. Like if you want to buy a $500,000 home and your budget can only account for a $200,000 home, they're going to put you in a home that's worth 200 or less than $200,000 for the property.
Yeah.
Like that's the common sense way to do shit. Over here, it's like backward to that. I don't know.
Wow. Are you in good shape credit wise?
I'm getting there.
Oh,
I mean,
all right. Well,
it's like what that is I actually outsourced a law firm. Excuse me. I outsourced a law firm who specializes in credit repair just for that. What they do really is, and it's 100% legal, legit. They basically will challenge all three credit bureaus or anything on your credit report. If they have to contact that direct, creditor or whatever,
yeah.
they will. And they write the letters, like they write a normal challenge letter that you can do yourself also, but they write it in a way where there's a formality there that it's more of like a legal binding. It's like the way they write it, it's legally set up to the point where if they challenge it, they have an automatic rebuttal in the wings just in case they're like, oh, I'm not looking at it. Because by law, if you challenge one of the credit bureaus, they have to open up an investigation. But the downfall with that is that you personally don't know the progression of that investigation. So by default, they give that creditor or that bureau or whatever, I think like 60 days to respond. And if they don't respond with ample, information or enough relevance based on what it is, they have to legally remove it. But it doesn't have to. They don't have to do it if they somehow respond back to it. They have to basically say nothing at all.
Are you trying to get your credit up right now because there's something you want to buy, or you want to do it for the future?
I'm doing it for both, really. Like I'm trying to, like for instance, I'm trying to take my e-com business to a physical storefront.
Right.
There's a property I want to. Now I don't want to lease the property. I want to buy it. Because I don't want to lease a property that belongs to somebody else. Like I don't want to rent a property, pay somebody a monthly, rate for this property while I'm trying to make my own money.
Right.
I want to do it a lot like a lot of people do it. Like they'll buy the property, they'll deal with all the headaches, but it's their property, and that's what I'm trying to do. Like so, we'll see how it goes. But without a good credit score, that's a humongous determining factor.
Oh yeah.
So,
because what would you need for a loan? Like a couple $100,000?
I don't need that much. I mean, well, here's the thing. I told you about the chick that did me dirty with my daughter, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to get the situation where I can get her back. Not the girl, not the older girl, the little girl,
mm-hmm.
and take custody of her.
Yeah.
Because the plan is like I don't foresee myself like having any more kids.
Right.
Or I pretty much written off the idea that I don't want ever to deal with girls in a relationship manner ever again. And after listening to your guest last night, I was like, you know what? That's why.
Yeah.
She's so right. She is so dead on about the whole. You can't meet somebody who's good and attractive or attractive. Those two things don't really go hand in hand. Like, and if they do, then obviously somebody's going to be all skeptic about it. So I can't trust bitches as far as I can see them, unfortunately. And my vision's already shot.
Well, she actually wants to be a part of the show.
Oh no, I'm not talking about her. I'm not talking about her. No, she's cool. No, I'm not talking about her specifically. I'm talking about the women outside of. No, she's not. She seems cool as shit.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that Chris is not. No, Chris is cool. I think she seems like she's cool. Like she's cool people. It's like she seems like she won't bullshit you and she'll tell you how it is. And if your balls get hurt, sorry. Like I don't know what the fuck to tell you.
Right.
You might get, people would get butthurt. Hell, fuck, we might even get butthurt by it. But it is what it is. I can respect the girl who stands up for what she believes in.
It's all part of the show.
Yeah, it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm just referring to the idea that like until I get like, and again, it's not so much a credit score. I just want things to be in such a way where it's not going to be overly difficult to achieve the simplest of shift that makes any sense.
If you get a girl pregnant by accident, are you going to make her have an abortion?
Nah, I don't believe in trying to force women to do shit. Like that's one thing I don't. To answer your question, I wouldn't force a girl to have an abortion. I don't think that's a guy's place.
What if she wanted to have one? Would you be okay with it?
I'm gonna have to be.
Okay, then.
I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like it at all. But,
so if she did have the kid, you would be in the kid's life, even though you don't want more kids.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would do it because like coming from where I came from, I wouldn't be here. My mom could have easily, did away with me.
Yeah.
So I guess because of that premise alone, that's probably why I'm like so headstrong in the idea that, if God forbid I got a girl pregnant by accident or whatever, I wouldn't dare tell her, I wouldn't coax her near a set of steps. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do anything so wrong. Like, I believe that it's a woman's choice regardless. A guy shouldn't tell a woman she can't have a kid. Like, you just can't. Like, now, if you don't want to be with her because that bitch is crazy, that's a different story. But even with, focus on the fact that you have a kid coming into this world now.
Yeah.
So.
Would you ever have sex with Christine?
I don't think Christine was, I don't think I'm Christine's type.
From what I heard last night, she hates everybody.
Yeah, well, that's why. Because I hate everybody, too. And two people who hate everybody don't get along very well.
So you're absolutely sure that you're not going to settle down?
Yeah, I'm pretty certain of that. Because it's like, there's no point. There's no point. Because, like, don't get me wrong. If you're lucky enough, take your situation. Like, you're lucky enough to have a girl that you obviously care and love.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And the last thing that I think my biggest stickler is, I tend to meet girls who are so self-prided or so up in arms about their past relationships that they just won't let it go.
Right. Yeah, a lot of baggage.
Yeah, and I understand that no matter who you talk to, you're gonna encounter that anyway.
Right.
You shouldn't make the guy or the girl you're dating feel that you got to walk on eggshells because mommy and daddy didn't fucking hug you when you were younger, or because your fucking boyfriend decided to fuck your best friend who obviously was higher than you, and she wasn't even fucking drunk. You know what I mean? Like, you just can't do that to people.
Right.
And it's fine. And then the worst thing is, I met a girl a couple of days ago who was really, really cool, sweetheart, but, she dropped the K word on me, the kid's word.
Yeah.
And the moment she said I have kids, more than one, that is, not one, more than one, I was like, that's nice. And I guess that's nice by default means, oh, you're not interested?
Where'd you meet her at? Where'd you meet her at?
We were out and about at a jazz club in the city because a friend of mine had a party for a domestic abuse party. It was a fundraiser for it.
To support domestic abuse?
No, to stop it. Yeah, beat that bitch's ass.
We need your help.
We need your help to put women in their place. No, nah, never. I would never. Really,
I know.
Unless let me stop.
You lift weights and you have a temper, but I know you would never hit a girl.
Oh no. But there is a line that can easily be drawn there. I would never ever physically just cold cock a chick. That's just wrong. I gripped one girl up, but the girl can fight. Like, we both trained together. It wasn't like she was a limp, like she couldn't fight.
Well, did you hold her to hurt her, or did you hold her to stop her from hurting you?
It was more to restrain her. But the girl.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But the girl could. But the girl, if she really wanted to throw hands with a guy, she could. She can, like, she has brothers who are twice my size. Yeah. And one of them, he's a 7-degree black belt. And
wow.
He's trained her for most of her life, from like her younger age up until like her, mid-20s. So
Damn.
it's like, she can fight if she wanted to, but her thing with her is that she loses her pride over triumphs her ability to be rational when she's mad.
Yeah.
And and the good thing with that, the only thing I respected about her was if there was some shit that went down, she would handle it on her own. She wouldn't like go get her brother or go get some guy to take care of it, or you'll be out and about amongst your friends, some random guys like, hey, do you know so and so, and then boom, you're fighting for some reason you're fighting over a girl that like you broke up with like 4 weeks ago, not realizing that bitch set you up to get your ass kicked or try to get your ass kicked. I've had that happen twice.
Wow.
So I swear, I attract the wrong girls. I really do. And I talk to all, I talk to all girls. I'm not biased on race or height, age. Your tits can be as flat as a board.
Yeah.
You gotta have an ass, though. I am picky about that. But everything else, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. You can be 5'2" for all I care.
Yeah. Well, did you ever think about like meeting someone like older, that doesn't want kids, that's already, has a career and all that stuff, or that's like too old?
No, there's nothing wrong with that. But there's always a catch-22 with that, though. Because somebody made a really good, valid joke. You know, if you're able to meet somebody who's older, you're almost guaranteed to have probably wind up being with them a little bit longer because they honestly have shit that needs to be done. They don't have time to fuck around and
Yeah.
dick around. They don't got time for drama. But I think at that point that if a woman's already established herself in her career and her life, and she's past the point of having kids, she doesn't probably want to fuck around like she was in her early 20s either. Like all that shit you hear about women are in their prime in their 40s is bullshit. Like complete utter bullshit.
Yeah.
Unless you're like a gym head with a stunt, like unless you're like 40 years old with a body of a 20-year-old, even then it's rare you're gonna get some ass on a regular basis. Like she genuinely has to be like, she has to really want to get her brains fucked out a lot.
Yeah, I see where you're going. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I was listening to Chris last night when you and Chris were talking, I was thinking about what you were saying. I was like, she has a good point, but she missed one thing that I was hoping to God she would like say
What's
in our
that?
whole entire conversation, which was she had control of the situation from start to finish,
Right.
but somehow lost it, I think. And I see how it's possible because to a degree, like I've always believed that and you know me, like I always believed that as men we don't really have that much control over what our girls are going to do anyway.
Yeah.
But at the same expense, we get blamed for all the shit that they do.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
It's like, oh, well, you made me do this. Like, I didn't fucking make you go over there and make a sandwich and not bring me one back. You got one of yourself. I took your half. I took your fucking half. You already did it. You were going to eat that anyway. Aren't you on a diet? Like, shut the fuck up. Here, like, but it's like but when women try to throw that card out there about how men will hold them down and men will hold them back, I try my best to bite my lip because, in my opinion, everything that women do is always going to be influenced or dictated by dude from start to finish. You
Yeah.
can pick anything, and I'll say, yup, a guy's behind that.
Mm-hmm.
So, it is what it is. I don't know.
Well, I just had an idea. What if Christine is actually lying about her landlord and she's listening to this right now just to see how the show is? Like maybe she's like shy and
Nah,
she
well,
wants to like kind of observe first.
that's totally fine, because I would do the same thing if I was her.
Yeah, I guess.
Because you never know. I mean, you're going into a show with two guys, and you're like the only girl there. But but it's cool because she seems like she's got a really good head on her shoulders, and she's just like she's not going to be. She'll talk. Like that's cool. Like the conversation you guys had last night was very decent. It was like it seemed natural. It seemed like there was no hesitation on her part whatsoever.
Yeah.
She just was, and she opened up pretty goddamn. Like anybody to tell you that much stuff to a complete stranger you never met is like gets automatic high five from me. So because that's pretty intense. So I give her an arsenal of kudos for that.
Well, she gets a high five from you, and for me, she gets a straight jacket. But no,
But you can't get the high five in a straight jacket, silly.
that's true. But no, the one time that you did call in last night, I think I hit the wrong button. You said your phone went dead,
No. My
right?
phone was no. What happened was when I called you, my my phone was dead the whole day yesterday.
Okay.
Like I was at work, I tried charging it. When I got home, I literally went home, put the phone in the charger, and I just signed into Skype. I tried calling because I assumed you were already on the air.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that you were on the air with her though.
Right. Right.
So the moment it disconnected, I was like, "Fuck it, it's already late. He's probably summing up." So I was like, "I'll just, that's why I wrote back to you and said, like, look,
Oh, okay. Because
So
I thought I hit a wrong button. I was
no,
pissed. I was like,
I,
oh,
I,
call in.
no, I think I hung up on you because it rung a few times, and I thought it picked up, but then I didn't hear anything because I kept asking for your name, and I was like, huh. So I disconnected it. I still stayed signed in the Skype. So I normally you would call back,
Yeah.
but when I signed off, and then what I did is as soon as I signed off, I went right to your show, and I just caught the very last snippet of the conversation you had between her.
Oh, okay.
So that's when because as soon as you said that you had on the air, I was like, I'm listening to the playback now, and I was like, okay. And I fast forwarded to her part to hear the conversation you guys had, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh, and here, one more thing to make your night happy. You seen the movie Kick Ass, right?
Yeah. When it first came out a couple years ago.
Right. Well, they're making a part 2. It's coming out.
Oh,
And
yeah?
yeah, and Jim Carrey's in it. He plays an Italian guy. He
Oh,
does
my
such a good
God.
job. You gotta watch the trailer. You gotta watch the X-rated trailer. You can't watch the PG-13 one. You gotta watch the rated R trailer because that one is long. It's like a 3-minute trailer, and like it's so fucking funny.
Oh, I'll check it out tonight.
But that and they're making fucking Hangover, the last final Hangover. Which
Yeah. Yeah, I heard about that.
I still haven't seen the first one, so.
Oh, really?
Oh, I'm like the only person on the planet. That's like that and like fucking Walking Dead. Like everybody rips into me because I don't watch Walking Dead. Like I never watched it.
All right. The first Hangover is incredible. It's really funny. You'll laugh, all that stuff. The second one is total crap.
So everybody said it was kind of like,
Yeah, it sucks. It's based in Thailand. It's bull.
it's bull.
But The Walking Dead, I'd watch that the first season. I don't get it. They're running from zombies. Let me repeat that. They're running from zombies. Zombies move like snails. You don't need to run.
Oh no, man.
I don't understand it. I really don't. But I don't know. It's got huge ratings, but
Yeah, they're like in their fucking 3rd or 4th season. I'm like, what the hell? Like it ain't. It's no Breaking Bad. It's no Sons of Anarchy.
love Breaking Bad.
I love Breaking Bad. Or there's another show I just got hooked into. A friend of mine got hooked to it. It's called Girls.
I heard it was good. I never watched it though.
Yeah, nah, it's actually pretty interesting. Like I thought, see me being who I am, I thought lesbians. Nope, not even close.
Really?
Yeah, not even remotely close. But it's I don't want to spoil it for you. I'm sure if you go to HBO's like on demand, they show like maybe like a few of the shows in its full entirety.
Yeah.
But it's catchy because I got hooked into Portlandia, which is funny as hell. The dude from SNL.
I watched that a couple of times. That is a good show.
That's a great show. So like those type of shows I like to watch because anything that has a good witty dialogue, and I'll watch it. It can't be some weird offbeat like lost shit. Like I can't do it.
Right. Yeah, I feel the same way.
So.
But well, that's it. We're out of time.
Damn, that went by quick.
I know. But well, Christine, if you're listening, maybe tomorrow.
Yeah,
What about you, Lee? You going to be on tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow. If you want, try to get her on first.
All right. Yeah. Well, whatever.
Cool.
But all right. Yeah, it's going to run out in like 80 seconds. So all right. I'll just talk to you tomorrow.
All right.
All right, man.
Later.
One day to me, been a friend. I didn't talk about that. I understand that. But
I think you have a responsibility.
If you would like to be a part of the Dominic DeMarco Show or advertise on the show, let us know by going to DominicDeMarco.com and filling out the form at the bottom of the